What the? How did you do that? You simply opened it? Come on. We have to look. By the gods! These are the scourges of the suppressor! They want to punish us! So cold. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to go out. After all, I mean, yeah. Yes, the cell is small, but at least it's safe. been here before. By the gods, everything here looks so similar. It's a damn maze. Oh, really? We should never act. This will be our doom. Oh no. No. Do you see it? All the cells, they're all empty. And there's blood. Oh no. There were people in there just like us. They didn't know their place either, and now they're dead. They're dissolved. Disobey the suppressor. By the gods. This is what will happen to us too. I knew it was a mistake to leave in the first place. I just knew it. Oh no, no! Can't you see? We're back. The suppressor's punishment. It will be horrible. No, you haven't. Because you're blind. The suppressor is here, in every single stop. But I should have known. I mean, what can you expect from someone who has killed his entire family? I followed you because for a brief moment, you made me want to believe, and now... No, there isn't. Just look at us. Look at what we are. We are the damned because we are trapped too deeply in the... Of course I'm a part of you, and you are a part of me. Isn't that obvious? But I should have known you wouldn't understand. You're too weak. You always were.
So you figured it out?
Yes, I am what keeps you in this place.
But was it blind rage that made you act, or have you truly understood who I am? Have you understood what drives you and determines your actions? The salt corrodes your skin, and the water filling your lungs is cold. But you still haven't found it, child, have you?
Oh, hey. Good to see you awake. How are you feeling? In the temple. The Curare. You were brought here when you were traveling with that Ixon guy. I think the others are already awake, but I didn't want to leave you here. I mean, hey, you are a keeper of the first sigil now, aren't you? I believe congratulations are in order. Everyone knows about Ixon, and the fact that you're asking this shows how little you actually understood. You're pathetic, you know that? Simply pathetic.
I said you are pathetic. At first we believed it would be more exciting this time. But now that we've seen the new prophet, our hopes are gone. You're a joke.
A nobody who let his only friend kick the bucket.
As if you'd ever accept that. You humans are always so damn persistent, aren't you? Why? Why can't you just let go?
Because in the end, you are powerless, just as all those before you. And you, prophet, you are the biggest joke of all.
You are nothing but an urchin.
And a murderer.
And that is why you will burn. All of you. The cleansing will happen, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. What have you done to... The world is an interplay of cause and effect, and the only logical... But enough of the banter, urchin. We wanted to meet you, and now wake up. Keep on...
Thank Malphus. I was starting to... How are you? You look exhausted. Then you have a remarkable constitution. Usually the after effects of the potion last for days. But it's good to see the Grandmaster was right. I woke up just a few hours earlier, and he was here in the meantime. He didn't doubt for a single second. But I suppose mutual congratulations are in order. We made it. Almost, yes. All that is left to do is to Speaking of whom, he also told me some things while you were asleep. About the Pyreans. This is so bizarre, really. At first we're told out of nowhere that the gods have died, and now Hard to... I never had those dreams the Grandmaster talked about, even though I'm magically gifted. But then again, I always had the feeling that the Red Madness was more than an ordinary disease. At least now I can understand why the Grandmaster was willing to break all the traditions of the Order just to get you exalted to be a keeper. According to him, most of our battle against the cycle will stand or fall with you. Yes, I believe that. It's a great responsibility you've been given. And as impressive as your skill... Well, as I said, we both have to take the Holy Oath. You should talk to the Grandmaster as soon as you're ready. He's waiting for you in the... Right. Dunwar. The apothecary examined him about an hour ago, and it doesn't look good. it's likely that he'll never wake up again. No, in spite of it. You know, Dunwar was one of those people who tried to gild their... The reality is that he was the last of his bloodline, and his faith in the path and his destiny as a keeper were all that he had left. But I guess Master Bartar's revelation was just too much for him. It's hard to be told that everything you've lived for was a lie. Well, maybe I just don't show it as much. But yes, in a way, you're probably right. I suppose that's mainly due to the fact that to me, as opposed to Dunwar, the Order always stood for an idea. And an idea doesn't die with the one who first thought of it. Funny that the Grandmaster said nearly the same thing during the exaltation. Dunwar would have considered it blasphemy. That's true. A lot of crimes were committed during the Lightborn's reign, and I don't want to minimize that. But I also think, imagine you're the king of a small island, and one day your realm gets attacked. The invasion catches you completely off guard, and within a few hours, the Reavers have advanced to the farmland, just a few feet from your city's main gates. And before you... Will you use the time that remains to entrench your army within the city's walls to have a better or do you send them into the field to fight the Reavers there, knowing that there is only a slight chance to save the farmers, but a big risk that you... It would, yes. But what if your foray fails, and ends up being the reason why the Scarab can break through the city's fortifications? Wouldn't that too make you responsible for all the townsfolk they would kill once they got in? What I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter what you do. There will be people who will despise you for your decision. If your attempt to rescue the farmers fails, you will be accused of having acted blindly and idealistically. And if you just stay in the city, they will say you didn't even try. Of course, there's a small chance the foray might work, but should decisions like that really be made as if they were a game of dice? As I said, I don't mean to absolve the Lightborn of their crimes, but I'd wager my left hand that they had a lot of similar decisions to make. I knew the question would come eventually. I suppose the answer depends on whether you're in the mood for some gloomy talk. Sooner or later, you'll hear it from someone else anyway, so why not from me first? As you wish. Where should I start? Maybe with the fact that I don't remember anything that happened before my 6th winter. I don't know where I was born, and I never got to know my parents. I wish I knew. What I do know, though, is that the first memory I have is of waking up in the middle of some village. It was dark, and I felt dizzy and, I don't know, empty? That's probably the best way to describe it. I eventually found the strength to get up and look around, and, well, that's when I realized what was actually going on around me. The entire village. It had been destroyed. There were corpses everywhere. Men, women, children. And the houses had been crushed as if some mad god had rampaged through the streets there. And it had all just happened hours before because the destruction was still fresh. Whatever it was, I didn't have much time to think about it. As soon as I got up, I saw 3 riders coming through the smoke. One of them got off his horse, ran towards one of the corpses, and started screaming something in my direction. Then I felt a blow on the back of my head, and I lost consciousness. By the name of the sun, it's strange to talk about it like this. It's been so long, but the memory feels as if it had happened yesterday. Well, it turned out the riders were hunters who had come from that village. They must have observed the whatever it was from the distance and ridden back to the village. At least I think that's how it went. I guess I'll never find out. The reason they thought I was somehow involved is that the village priest found me a couple of days before it happened near a shrine in the wilderness. Apparently, I was wearing torn clothing, and no matter what the apothecary tried, he couldn't wake me up from my comatose sleep. And it seems that made the writers think I was some kind of witch child, or unholy beast, whichever you prefer. For you, maybe. For them, as simple people, it was probably the best explanation they had. And think about it, it's not that far off. A motherless child who neither talks nor breathes steadily is found abandoned on the roadside and has a strange mark on her face. They leave to go hunting, and when they come back, they find their village in ruins with that foundling child being the only survivor. You have to admit, it's not that much of a stretch, even if those men hadn't been superstitious farmers. Probably. Truth be told, I try not to think about it too much. And actually, it doesn't matter, because I somehow managed to get away before they could do anything. I even made it to Ark all by myself, which didn't turn out to be much of an improvement in the end, because I was pathless. Yes. Thinking about it now, I actually wonder how I made it through my time down there. But maybe that's one of the advantages of being a child. You don't think. You just act. Still, the winters down there were cruel, and if Master Tyrus hadn't found and taken care of me, I probably wouldn't have made it through my second year. Yes, otherwise I would not be here. He saw me, and he knew what he had to do, is how he put it. Of course, the Order wasn't too happy about a pathless child in the Scuola, just as some aren't happy about you being here. But Tyrus was a highly regarded man, and that's why they let it slide. It does, yes. But then, so maybe I was some kind of substitute. I don't know. But in the end, it doesn't matter. I owe him everything. He was a good man, and that's all that matters. That's right, we do. But we are both still pathless, and that disqualifies us according to the holy verses. I guess now you understand why I was never as connected to Malphas's teaching as Dunwar was. To some of the Keepers, I am still an outcast, and no matter what I do, I always will be. Yes, and now I'm here. Well, here we've reached the end of my impressive tale. I hope you liked it. No, I guess I'm not. Gone. He was very old, and there was nothing anyone could do about it. But I'd prefer not to talk about it, if you don't mind. He does, yes, and he's not alone in his opinion. One of those hunters recognized me in the market my first year as a novice, and you can imagine that it was easy pickings for those who were already against my presence in the Order. From then on, they added names to the derogatory stares. Demon Child, Witch, whatever they could come up with. Yes, maybe. You know what's funny? To some extent, I'm glad to be who I am. That way, people just leave me alone, and that gives me more time to focus on what's important, on my goals. Several, but I'd say that's enough of the gloomy stories, don't you think? There will be plenty of time for chatter in the future. Maybe. Yes. All of the Dalmordans fell victim to the great flesh maggot plague of 8215. Actually, it was almost sad to see him running around and boasting about his nobility, though everyone knew that without the help of the Order, he would have probably ended up living in a shack in the Undercity. If you can call that living. You should. It's already late, but if you want, I can show you the most important places in the temple before you go to the Emporium. What do you think? Good. Then get your gear from the chest by your bed and we'll go. Now then, let's go.
Greetings.
This is holy ground, Outlander.
All right, this is the sanctum. It's a place of silence and prayer, and also where we'll be exalted later.
Pathlessness. We're taking a look. Where is this supposed to lead? Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
Okay, I think you've seen this place before. We call this part of the temple the Chronicum, and in here is gathered the knowledge of the Order, written down in books and parchments. Plus, all of the experiments and research on artifacts and magic is done here, so it's a place you'll probably see often in the near future. Ah, and just below the Chronicum is the temple smithy. You should go there if you need equipment. Over there, that's the Scuola and the quarters, where both the keepers and the novices live. There's also a training room where everything from swordplay to marksmanship can be trained and taught. You will find some skilled teachers there. Well, I think that's about it. You've already been to the Emporium, and I assume to the Eye of the Gods as well. I suggest you prepare myself, probably. Now walk blessed. Well, I think that's about it. You've already been to the Emporium, and I assume...
Aside from the obvious, not much. The most important thing to know is that it's extreme. Walk list. Finn and Carbos, of course. Who doesn't know? An odd duo and completely inseparable. What? How? How do you know that? Now listen. This question might seem peculiar. But yes, that's them. I'll send a pigeon with the news to the League as soon as possible. Walk list.
Keep walking. An outlander. What are you doing in this?
I haven't seen your face before. What do you want? I haven't seen your face before. What do you want? Places the swords. I have to remember that.
absurd.
I don't believe I know. The mercenary, he might not be the shining knight of Castle Starsound, but he's better than most of your men. I want him, and you will need to convince your true Chesser of it.
Is that so? Very well, I will convince her. You will hear from me.
I hope so.
Prophet, good to see you. How do you feel? You've never been in any danger. If I had doubted your ability... In any case, all that is left to do now is to recite the oath. Then we will finally deal with the more urgent matters. The ceremony needs a little preparation. Even if it hurts to lose more time, the cleansing approaches. I can feel it. Just people I knew, including you. But these people weren't themselves. There was something else, and it spoke through them. I believe that these beings are connected to the cycle. They must be the ones who cause it. You did? It must be related to our roles as emissaries. Maybe there is a connection between us. None. Maybe they are demons or magical entities of some kind, but they are different from everything I know. In any case, if they are indeed responsible for the cycle, they are our enemies. Yes? That depends on whom you ask. In some writing, a better word would be chess figures with their own will. Whatever force causes the cycle also gave us powers. Well, that is something else we only know in broad strokes. It is my task to... Yours is to read the echo and help us gain the knowledge we need for victory. How exactly you're going to do that is something we still have to find out. I do not know, but there are hints. We will see. Good question. In their writing, the Pyreans say it has existed for aeons. Since this world exists, since the Sea of Eventuality, the Pyreans didn't, and neither did the dozen civilizations. But as for what happened before that, our knowledge about the past is limited. All that matters for now is that the cycle threatens us, and that we have to stop it.
Walk blessed. Here, a letter for you. What? Oh, thank you. Safe travels. And may his luck guide you.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
Sir? Yes? 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 Sir?
Ah, there you are. Glad you made it. So, how was it? I heard quite some stories about this trial, and was never sure what to make of it. Yeah, come, let's go upstairs. It'll be worth it. There we are. Wait a second. So, wine or pipe? Termatralian brandy. Vintage 80... What? You mean the living dead, the watirs everywhere, the frenzied civilian? A real treasure. Consider it a congratulatory gift for passing the trial. Keep your chin up. Nothing better than a good pipe and a nice sight to go along with it. It's always sad to see how few people can truly appreciate these things. Anyway, what is it that drives you? I've been asking that myself since we met. I mean, it's not like anyone's forcing you to play errand boy for Orenthiel, is there? Not to mention the danger you put yourself in. Securing the excavation site, passing the trial, they certainly haven't been easy on you so far. Makes sense. In any case, it's interesting to see how you've gotten from being a magically gifted refugee to the center. Kind of reminds me of a woman I used to travel with. Alicia. No matter where she went, we got hired for the same job. Usually I work better on my own, but this partnership was refreshing in every aspect. It felt good to know someone, which is why we decided to stick together after that first job. And it went great, at least initially. She just cared too much, you know? Yeah, she was a mercenary, but she only ever picked the jobs where she thought she could help. As you can imagine, that doesn't always work out in my profession, and whenever it didn't, she really took it to heart. It was sad, if you think about it, really. That was, let me think, about 3 years. Yeah. She fought as ardently as she lived. I don't know how I would have survived that fight without her. Oh, several reasons. First of all, she was primarily a traveling healer, and used the money she got from those jobs to sustain herself. Secondly, Alicia wasn't all selflessness. She wanted to help people, yeah, but she also wanted to make experiences, I guess. Live like an eagle, love like a madman, and dream like a god. A bit cheesy, yeah, but that was her credo. Well, we were simply too different. I guess that's what it comes down to. Let's face it, I'm a pathetic white knight, and an even worse world savior. Alicia and we were just bound to clash. We were lovers, then friends, then lovers again, and so on and so forth. Ultimately, that was just too much for me. Too extreme. Too absorbing. Split up. Yeah, but anyway. Enough about me. What about you? Has there ever been someone in your life? Or have you always been the lone wolf? I see. Maybe you can tell me about that one day. I, for one, have had enough drama to last me a lifetime. Sex is fine, but I guess I'm just not... Love, love, love. People have such wrong-headed expectations, really. Sometimes I think it would help us all to finally admit... Anyway, why don't you tell me a little more about this trial? I heard you passed it together with that quiet girl, Kalia. What's she like? Keep your chin up. What? You mean the living dead, the with tears everywhere? What? You mean the living dead, the with... That's just life, I think. There comes a point when you've done all you can. My. We've certainly lost track of time, haven't we? I really need to hit the hay for a couple hours now. I'll have to go look for some new work tomorrow. And I've heard about a nobleman who's looking for a sellsword. That is, if Arenthiel or old Bushybeard doesn't have a new job for me by then. Say what you want about them, their pay is beyond generous. I'll see you around, my friend.
You're a foreigner, aren't you? I wish I'd have crossed the Red Sea.
Please, sit down.
Yes, of course she'd say that.
Sorry.
My sir?
Yes, you should go into the Whispering.
Malfash is blessed, and our room's looking for you. It's not good. We'll open up the room for you. And please, no shady business. We walk the righteous path in here and don't want any trouble.
She right. Good pipe of peace, why is that stuff so expensive?
Men. Just how they are.
Hmm?
As if.
Yes, of course she'd say that.
Good pipe of peace, why is that stuff
I really need that new herbal essence for my hair.
Hello.
Huh? What do you want?
Comes a pint.
Bread!
Just have to live with
Taste
it.
it now, our unrivaled fresh and tasty bread! You there! You look as if you... Certainly! A pleasure!
I just don't respect
Work. Life it. It's easy.
I just don't see the fucking point.
Just where did I put it? Potatoes, garlic, radish. Yeah, that should be it.
Oh, well.
Walk blessed. Oh, a lot. Tell me if something catches your eye. May your path always... be even.
Some people just don't know their...
Tywin Summerfield. Even though I doubt the two of us have common ground, so to speak. You don't know this? How can I explain? And screws, hats, odds and... Ah, and did I forget to mention that we are the #1 supplier of the Holy Order in terms of metalware and Starling technology?
Now, a good pipe of peace, Wade. Jesus, why is that stuff so expensive?
Huh? What do you want?
Move along.
Oh, well.
Work, work, work.
An outlander. Isn't this nice?
Stop ignoring me! You bloody flood your eyes at me, woman. You think I haven't noticed, don't you? You say sorry at once, so I'll, oh, that you'd like to know, huh? So you can deduce her, me Bernadette. Don't bloody think I'm stupid. Uh-huh. Then you. Of course. What else would you want? I apologize. Right now, or you'll see me get real angry. Why, you think you can mock me? All right. You'll regret this. Okay, okay, just leave me alone. Damn bullies.
Huh? Can I help you?
Oh, hello. I have been... Oh, a bit of this and that. Feel free to take a look. What? Oh, a bit of this and that. Feel free to take a look. What?
Greetings. Walk blessed. Aye, sure. Take your time. It's not as if there's much to do down here anyway. Well...
path-abiding people of this holy city.
Yeah?
Monsieur?
No, I just put them out for you to look at. Tell me what you need, and be quick about it.
Malthus himself. Telor Arenfield has returned. Yes, you have heard right.
Walk blessed.
Come to Yorinto
Greetings.
Samyas and buy fish.
Sure,
Only
take a look.
The best and fresh from the Red Sea.
Walk. Last.
I really need that new herbal essence for my hair.
Hungry? I've got just what a weird walk blessed. What can I do for you? I think Grandpa always said they were just tales. Sure. Come back anytime.
You just have to live with it.
Hello. Oh, mostly pastries and...
No one else but Telor Arenfield himself shall lead this holy city from this day on. His fearless leadership shall be what helps us find our way through these troubled times. Cherish, oh brothers and sisters. Cherish and thank the Lord.
Yeah. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Looking for steel? I can... Everything for the path-abiding soldier. Come again.
Yes? How may I be of service? Of course.
All for the well-dressed my sir, and my dame, of course. Walk blessed, all your heart could ever desire. Take a look. May his light guide you. Come back if you find the time.
Huh? Can I help you?
Moralas pleasure. Spices, rugs, delicacies, only the best. Straight from Kile. Take a look. There.
Hungry for arcane secrets? I have books.
An outlander. What a...
A foreigner, huh? Well, you've chosen a strange time to visit this country.
Do you now? Well, if the keepers let you run around in here, I suppose you have business with the Order. So I guess there's no harm in trading with you. But don't think it will cost you any less than somewhere else. Blair.
Walk blessed.
That's what I'm here for. Take a look. Walk blessed.
move along.
Bloody weather.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
It is time. Come forward, Prophet. I know what you are feeling. Mistrust. For it is the first time in the history of the Order that a stranger will receive the holy consecration. You consider it a treason against our charter, and therefore against us all. And indeed, it is true that traditions have strengthened the Order. We have ruled this land for millennia, and for millennia we have prevailed. And I know that what happened 2 years ago has unsettled you. Yes, we are in a crisis. Yes, our foundation seems to be shattered. And now you believe that I profane even what little is left by consecrating a pathless one. But you are wrong. It was always people who have given strength to the Order. People like you and me. Yes, we did serve the Lightborn, but because they embodied an idea. The idea of peace through stability. And even now, after their demise, we will pursue this idea. We are facing a threat that endangers the world as we know it. And to fight it, we need one thing above all others, the readiness to make sacrifices for the greater good. This man, like Novice Sakarish, has shown this readiness. He is talented and has a gift, and thus carries responsibility. But instead of running from this responsibility, he faced it and found us. Consecrated ones, repeat my words. This is the day when my old me dies away. For today, I receive the sigil.
This is the day when my old me dies away. For today I receive the sigil.
From now on, I live to protect, by sword and mind, the path, my land, and those who are without strength.
From now on I live to protect, by sword and mind, the path, my land, and those who are without strength.
Until death absolves me from my duty.
Until death absolves me from my duty.
Thus, you are elevated to keepers of the first sigil. Rise. Now let us all recite the holy words. Thou art my light, my glimmer at the horizon. Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will honor, in life as in death. May your light guide me. Leave now, brothers and sisters, and rest. We will need our strength. Go and get your armor at the temple's forge. After that, meet me in the Emporium. There's news. Ranks. After a novice has passed the trial, he is raised into the first sigil, and over the course of years, if he proves to be worthy, into higher ranks, up to the fourth sigil, which is held by the Truchessa and the Grandmaster, me. Walk blessed.
Now, where did I put that?
Walk blessed, Prophet.
Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will honor, in life as in death.
Huh. You're the one they called the prophet.
So, you actually made it, Prodigy. Congratulations. Even
Have you
though I'm
heard
not
it?
Sure everyone
Apparently
is as
the
glad
Lions
about that
Coalition
as
sent
the
a
Grand
emissary
Master.
to Enderal, despite the wars. They are bold. You've got to give them that.
Well, I suppose you could say that, yes. You make it sound as if the Order is some kind of mercenary guild. You don't join the Order, you're chosen for it. Both Heranthiel and I come from a bloodline older than the stones of this temple. It was our path to become keepers, and we followed it. It wasn't much of a choice. No. But enough of the chit-chat. I'm really not in the mood for it. Good luck with whatever you make... It was our path to become no. But enough of the chit-chat. I'm really not in the mood for it. Good luck with whatever the Grandmaster has planned.
Now, if it isn't the notorious Prodigy. Ah, right. The highly debated new keeper. You certainly have caused some uproar. I'll give you that. Fine, here you go. And no matter... Sure, you'll have to pay normally, though. As much as the Grandmaster favors you, metal and work don't come for free. Walk
Huh? Let's hope he knows what he's doing. Sister, walk blessed. Did you hear the new orders from the Grand Master?
I'm not sure. Which ones exactly?
Well met.
Of course they have. You know how these bureaucrats are, but they will do it.
Very good. Thanks for your efforts, my friend.
Don't mention it. I just hope you know what you're doing. You know, many see the course the Order has taken since you came back as disquieting. Narazul's mages in the temple, an outlander as a keeper. It's a lot to take in.
I know, Jorik, but someone has to deal with the threat. And if we don't, no one will.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Prophet, did you find your way around? Good. It is... Right now, we are still in the dark as to the true nature of this cycle. All we have are fragments. The first one has to do with the stone fragments from Old Reshengrad. Pegast, the Arcanists have already put it together, but we still lack a part of the ritual to activate it. And for that, we need the memory of a dead person. The second trail revolves around a discovery we made in the Heartland. It could be a significant, if not the only prospect we have in this fight. Where do you want to start? I'll make it short. We assume that, in the last cycle, the Pyreans worked on a machine which they hoped would save them from the cleansing. An old artifact which they tried to put back together. Well, we do know that the cycle is not an ordinary threat. It functions in a way we have not even come close to comprehending, almost like a cosmic force. This makes it naive to believe one could face this threat like a foe made of flesh and blood. Maybe, however, this machine can. As I said, the Pyreans didn't invent this machine. They merely reconstructed it from old plans they found somewhere. And if they thought this idea was worth pursuing, we should at least look into it. Pegast found an old ruin named Old Dothelgrad, which seemed to be some kind of laboratory of the Dilgar, one of the ruling castes in the Pyrean era. She assumes that we might find hints about this machine there, or maybe even a prototype. I want you to help her in any way possible. Maybe your gift can reveal things normal eyes can't see. It's in a remote section of the Heartland. Keeper Sakaresh will accompany you there and show you the way. Good luck.
Ah, there you are. The Grandmaster already briefed me on our mission. Shall we go? Yes, the ruin isn't far from here. Just meet me at the Myrids Tower in the Northern Heartland. I will wait for you there once I finish my preparations. There you are. Here, I got us a map from the Archmagister. Do you see that? We're here, and back there is the ruin where we'll meet Pegast. So, I'd say, let's go. You lead the way, I'll cover your back. It's so quiet here. Before this whole mess with the Red Madness and the bandits started, these roads were crowded with travelers, hunters, and traveling merchants. It's strange to see it like this, really. Look, there. That was all of them. Ah, there you are. Let us keep going.
Then do it, for fuck's sake. The prophet's ass. All I did was leave you here alone for a couple of hours. And then this happens.
But there were just too many. We did our best, madame, and...
You? Out of all the goddamn people in this goddamn land, you are the last person I expected to see here. Well, congrats. Though I don't have the slightest idea what good getting wasted on you.
Nightshade elixir isn't just some weird droga. It's a centuries-old recipe that was already being used by the first vassals. Maybe you should have known that before judging our traditions.
Well, now I do. And just who exactly are you?
Kalia Sakaresh, keeper of the first sigil. I was exalted together with the one you call the Prophet.
Sakarish? You're the girl from the village.
Maybe. Have you heard of me?
Well, there are some interesting rumors revolving around you. Let's put it that way. But who am I to complain? 2 keepers are certainly better than those idiots from the guard. Actually, you've come at just the right time. Almost. This time, they ran in here about 2 hours ago and charged through us like we were bloody began. Well, that's the problem. It leads down into the ruin. And now, guess what those fuckers did? They dashed right into it, and somehow succeeded in accidentally. Now, anyone who gets too close to it gets roasted like a chicken. So now we can't go down, and they can't come up. We believe that is what makes the whole thing so annoying. No, they didn't wear the robes that the ones in Alt-Rashengrad did. And they also and scared as if they were running from. My guess is that they were trying to hide from something and thought the ruin was deserted. Somehow, yes, but would you place the button to deactivate the trap right now? We need to find another, but at least we've got a clue. We're still stuck getting it open though. Who knows? Maybe you'll see something in the past that might help us. Here we go. And before you ask, our dead buddy on the platform was already there when we got here. No idea what's keeping his body from decaying. It looks like some kind of magic to me. So I'd say just take a look around. I'm sure the bells have something to do with the riddle. Huh?
You all right? You did. Then this mage woman was right. What? Maybe.
How was I right?
Are you all right? You look pale.
Seriously? By the prophet's act. But who am I to complain? So, what's the deal with... Be my guest. Just make sure that you don't accidentally collapse this place, okay? How was I right?
Yes, that's it. Now all we... Oh, blazes.
my boys said they have enough money with them to do all this shit.
Keep your balls. I just want to get out of here.
We will. Don't worry.
There we go. That trick has yet to disappoint me. So what do you say now, you piece of shit? I'll make you pay for what you... Well, that's just great. The fucker brought his bitch with him.
Put down your weapon. I don't want to hurt you.
Oh, is that so?
All of your men are dead. And even if you manage to get past us, there are dozens of guards further up. So put down your weapon, or you will regret it.
Such determination. All right, then. Die!
As you wish. Are you all right? I fell, thank Malphus, into a thicket further down the ruin. It was some kind of machine room, at least that's what it looked like to me. And luckily enough, that's also how the traps in the entrance are being controlled. I tried to deactivate them. We'll see if it worked. Anyway, do you see the camp down there? We should take a look at it. Gold. And I doubt it's the fruit of honest labor. So that's what this was all about? They fled here to protect their loot? We should bring this to the Order. Maybe we can find out who they stole it from.
No! You can't do that, please.
Stay right there. Who are you?
I'm not one of them. Please don't hurt me. Oh, by the righteous path. What did I get me... Aye, of course. Do you know who Landlord Borek is?
He's one of the most influential landlords of the Farmer's Coast. Both the Guard and the Order get their food from his lands. What does he have to do with this?
Everything. He's a pathless bastard. And all of this is his fault. I swear it by me name.
Why?
Because he's a criminal, that's why. Believe me, I know how that sounds. But it's the truth. You have to believe me. The tolls he collects from his tenants are so high that we hardly have anything left to eat. And those who don't pay get beaten up by his lackeys. But that's not all of it. He also knows the Relata.
I tried to deactivate them. We'll see if it worked. Anyway, do you see the camp down there? We should take a look at it.
Aye, who else? They believe, which is also why no one does anything about them. No, this money isn't his.
Well, I think you can figure out the rest. I knew from a... and he said that he and his men might be willing to help me. They're from a traveling... But I swear by me name we didn't hurt him. When we had the money, all Sunfire started breaking loose. Some kind of woman appeared, We tried to fight her at first, but then we ran for it. Well, and ended up in this ruin. What? No, you're wrong, I'm not... All right. It's true. Yes. But I didn't have a choice. It was either that or lose me farm. Me farm and me family, aye. If I don't have the money by the next turn of the moon, Boric and his lackeys will change their tune. And I know what that means.
It's a tough call. I can understand his motivation, but that doesn't change the consequence of his actions. If we let him run, we legitimize his crime, so to speak. You should justify your crime before the tribunal. Explain to them what Boric did, and they might judge you lightly.
Judge lightly? You don't really believe that, do you? They don't care about the why, and even if they do, it doesn't change a damn thing about the fact that my family is lost without this money.
Maybe, but it doesn't change that you're at least partially responsible for what happened here. But it's your call.
No, but... Oh, damn. What did I get myself into?
By the prophet's ass, you really got them all. You don't stop surprising me, that's for sure. And neither do you, Keeper Sakaresh. Thanks for deactivating the traps up there. Who's our shackled friend here? He doesn't look like one of the bandits.
No, but he's guilty nonetheless. Can you escort him to Ark?
To Ark? Sure. Jakil, Jorel, you take care of that. Alright then. I'd say if this machine is somewhere in this ruin, it's here. I suggest you two take a look around. We'll cover your back in the meantime.
suppose we found... Do you feel anything, Saira? With your gift, I mean. Agreed. Maybe we can even take some small parts of it. The Order will transport the rest to Ark. I suppose we found our machine. At least, what's left of it.
All this energy, it's useless without the Numinos. Correct. Nothing else possesses that much raw, magical power.
It works in a way we have not even come close to comprehending, like a cosmic force.
Yes? Found something? They look useful. Let's take them to the Chronicum. Yes? Yes, you're right. How is it possible? Let me see. Yes, it does indeed. Yes, I think you're right. Hopefully we didn't miss anything. Let's go talk to Pegast.
Now that was quick. So, well, that's not much of a... And as long as we can reconstruct it, that's alright. I sent some of my men back to Ark. We'll request a caravan to get all... Let's just hope it really will help us against this cleansing, whatever it is. As much as I... Narman. Truly interesting.
What?
Seems that this machine was only some kind of prototype. The real one the Pyreans were working on must be somewhere else. Plus, there's also a name for it. The Pyreans called it the Beacon.
That's poetic.
Indeed. Well then, it seems like you and your visions have once again saved the day, Prophet. There's a lot for us to do now. If you've taken care of your business here, I suggest you head back to Ark and report to old Aranthiel.
What do you think, Saira? Do you want to leave now, or stay a little longer? Good. There you are. Pegast's mages have already told the Grandmaster about our find, and they're waiting for us in the Emporium. Let's go.
Huh? What do you want? Huh? Fine. You asked for it.
Wait a moment, you bloody fool! Your demeanor desecrates this holy place. There are two ways we can... Fine, but you'll come with me nonetheless.
All that I am saying is that there are more efficient ways to battle this red madness. And heathen machines atop the Sun Temple are the last thing that will calm the townsfolk.
Maybe. But if this heathen machine is what the Pyreans used to combat the cycle, I want it near. Even if it turns out to be useless, only a fool turns down a chance. Sharim, how long will the reconstruction take?
Oh, that depends on how many Pyrean mechanics you have on hand that can help us decipher these plans. Just think for once, Aranthiel. How are we supposed to give you an estimation if we don't even know what the finished machine is supposed to look like?
We will get to work right away, Grandmaster. But in any case, we're going to need a lot of steel and Pyrean crystals.
You will get them. Now, get to work. You did excellent work. We will reconstruct this machine. That still leaves the sigil stone. It's simple. I've told you that the Pyreans knew about the cycle, and that they too... The sigil stone was a magical defense they created to protect through small fragments that segregate once a soul. Wear one of these fragments and it will serve you like a shield for your spirit. The stone won't produce enough for all. The problem is that we lack knowledge about this ritual, and those who have it have correct. The entire plan revolves around a discovery which is exhibited in the Chronicum. Yes, the ice prevented his body from decaying. But go to the Chronicum and speak to Archmagister Marriage. To explain it better than I can.
Huh? What do you want? Well, that's just how he is. Always talking rot.
Saira, good to see you. Do you need anything? That's convenient, actually. Yes, but let's talk somewhere else. Come on. So, sorry for all the secrecy. I just didn't want anyone else to... Well, that moment when I neutralized the leader of the bandits in Old Dothelgrad, I'm sure you noticed that I was different then. Upset. You choose your words carefully, Saira. I'll make this quick. There is something about me. Do you remember what I told you in the curarium about the destroyed village? Well, not all of it, no, and it's true that I don't know how I ended up there. But I remember it's a feeling coupled with an image. It's hard to describe because it didn't last very long, but I saw myself, but I was somehow above the rooftops, as if I flew. Below me, I saw all the chaos, the dead, the fire, the devastated houses, and I somehow felt hot, but from inside, as if my blood was boiling. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? I'm sorry, but I don't know how to describe it better than that. It was something that actually happened, I'm sure of it. But the memory, it was somehow nothing. I woke up, and from there things happened just as I've already... In that memory, when I saw all those dead bodies, as if all that suffering, all that pain was the most exhilarating thing I'd ever seen. Well, I didn't know what to make of that memory myself for quite a long time. There is something inside my head, Saira. Some kind of second soul, an entity. Blood, pain. It's never managed to completely take me over, and it hasn't gotten as far as it did in Altothul. But That memory from the village. I think that is what happens when I let myself go completely. If that name seems fitting to you, then yes. But I think we both know these stories about ghosts taking over the living. If it helps you, think of it as some kind of one that's just waiting for the moment when I am too weak to contain it. Yes, it is immense, Saira. I can feel it I don't even want to think about what would happen if I were to give in completely. I figure. Listen, what happened in Old Dothelgrad, I never should have let it come to that. But that moment when he charged me, the blood on his sword, I just couldn't contain it. And when I gave in, when I hacked him into pieces, I simply felt so thrilled. Complete. I was naive to believe it would never get that far again. Naive. This is the reason why I trained so hard, why I always try to control this creature inside me. It's always on the hunt, and the only way I can keep it at bay is by controlling both my body and spirit 100%. Only Master Tyrus, my foster father. He taught me how to, and he also advised me never to tell anyone about it, which I haven't, until today. I don't know. Probably because I was afraid you'd tell someone else about what happened in Old Dothelgrad and that would raise suspicions. A coward's move, I know, but it was the best solution I could come up with. I'm sorry. No way that I know of, at least. Who should I ask? The apothecary? There are two ways that would go. Neither way helps me, and who knows what the Order would do if they found out. Especially as strained as the situation is right now. I don't know. And truth be told, I'm not sure I want to. Well, what would be the alternative? Transcribe Pyrean books like the Magisters do all day? Or drop out entirely and... Look, Saira, as you already pointed out, there is a chance that this thing inside me is responsible for the massacre in the village. And if that's true, I definitely have a lot of I want... And yes, I do realize that this means a lot of hardship and hard work. So many people just talk and never act, because that would mean that they'd have to actually endure something for what they believe in. One that shouldn't be an Anyway, the one thing I ask of you is to keep silent about what I've told you. I'd like some time by myself now, and thanks for listening.
Transcribe verse 80 100 times. The sky can rain fire.
Transcribe verse... Huh. You're the one they call the prophet, aren't you?
Walk blessed.
Congratulations on passing the trial, I guess.
Oh, hey.
So what's so spectacular about this? To me, our pal here looks like your average crypt corpse.
Well, he isn't. Do you see this marking on his forehead? That's a symbol of the Ashian, one of the two priest castes who reigned over the Pyrean Empire like the Lightborn did over Vin. He was no high priest, but more than an acolyte. Let's just hope he participated in the manufacture of the sigil stone back in the Pyrean era.
Well, hoping can't hurt. But look, we have company.
Dobag,
Archmagister. How's the situation?
Walk blessed, Grand Master. We're fine. Everything is ready. So this is him?
Yes, this is the Prophet.
Interesting. Truly interesting. I imagined you to be different. I'm Lexiel Marigil, Archmagister of the Holy Order. Pleased to make your acquaintance. So, where do we start? Has the Grand Master already informed you of the goal of this mission? Correct. Now you're wondering, how will this be possible? This is where the Word of the Dead comes into play. An old relic we'll need to find.
The Word of the Dead? I thought that was a legend.
No, it exists. And we also know where. Just so you understand, the Word of the Dead is an artifact that allows entering a deceased person's mind to relive his last memories as if they were your own.
And you want to do just that with our frozen pal here. This is the grand plan, right?
Right. You'll need to locate the Word of the Dead, teleport the Pyrean's body to you, and then enter his thoughts. And there you'll have to look for the words of the ritual. Well, this is...
There's an old manor in Enderal's west that belongs to an old collector of artifacts. We received a tip that the Word of the Dead is in his possession.
Hang on. Are you talking about this odd fellow with the puppets? The aged man from the folk song?
I am. You won't take it. It will be enough to find it. Use it on the Pyrean and then leave. You will travel to the manor with Dalvarek, wait for nightfall, and then you will offer him this brooch. And if all goes well, he will offer you a quarter for the night to negotiate in the morning. Then it's all a matter of timing. Sneak out of your room, look for the Word of the Dead, and teleport the Pyrean to you. Archmagister?
Yes? Well, that is a good point. We don't know, because we don't even know what the artifact looks like. But how goes the saying? The proof of the eating is in the pudding.
We'll manage somehow. And even if we don't, it definitely sounds like an adventure.
It's a great responsibility, be aware of that. But I have faith in both of you. Now get going as soon as you can. This mission will be fruitful. I can feel it.
Whew. And there they go. Yep, just meet me at the Western Cliff, okay? Well, before you're there.
Good to hear. Where to?
So much to do, so little time. So much to do, so little time.
Walk blessed, friend. Where are you headed?
Ah, there you are. Ready to go? The scar. Well, let's put it this way. If you one day end up in a Talgalean tavern and two 6-foot-tall Arazalian women invite you into their room, you should either damn well know who they are or make a run for it. Never heard of it? It's the capital of Araziel. At least if you ask the civilized people. Hands up. Some rich snob had hired me back then to bring him a totem from one of the camps of the Free People. That is, the Arazelians who worship their ancestors' gods, instead of the Lightborn. Since you're part of Arazelian, I'll just assume you know a little about the conflict between the civilized and the Free People there. The assassinations, the blood feuds, and so on. The usual. Anyway, obviously this job of mine originated from that feud. The totem belonged to a free tribe, and the snob wanted it in order to publicly defile it. So I got it for him. Correct. And I was a little drunk and a little lonely, if you get what I mean. Have you ever seen? In any case, as you already noticed, the whole thing went down differently than expected. My face made acquaintances with a table leg and 4 absolutely untender women's feet and hands. And of course, the totem was gone, together with all my clothing and money. That's what happens if you ask your loins rather than your head in the wrong situations. Yeah. That's one way to put it, but anyway. How does the saying go? A truly beautiful face can never be tarnished. Facts remain facts. Yeah, I did. Why do you ask? Well, I guess that depends on where you're standing. Of course, times can be tough, especially if you come to a new city or even country where And yeah, I don't eat God's tongue for breakfast, but it was always enough for a roof over my head when I wanted, and some other earthly pleasures. That's what life's all about, isn't it? Now, aren't you inquisitive? Let me think. I spent most of my time abroad in Kira, and also a couple of years on the Isles of Kile. And there was this mission that led me to Maiar. Oof. Different. As beautiful as the Isles are, there's always this feeling of rush and competition. Have you ever heard of the game penny? On Kile, it's not a crime if a merchant tries to cheat a customer. It's the customer's fault if he doesn't see the fraud. But if he does, the merchant owes him a... Bizarre, isn't it? But over there, it's common practice. Yeah, it is. I was there with a group of mercenaries. We were hired to get something from a tower in the old capital. Not a nice... There's this fog everywhere, and with every step you take, you have to be careful the swamps don't get the better of you. But of course, that's also what makes it exciting. What am I, a traveling tome? I'm afraid I'm not a very good storyteller. But Kira's great. The people there are so much freer in their way of thinking. There are the great bazaars, the palaces of the merchant lords, and the fortress of the mages' circles. But you just have to see it for yourself someday. That's a good question. I suppose in the end, it was just a hunch I had. Plus, all these civil wars in other countries didn't exactly invite one to stay. Keep your chin up. Wonderful. Here, this is the place where the aged man's manor is supposed to be. Lead on. I'll follow you. Ah, there you are. Let's push on. Eager to explore, aren't you? Take your time, I'll wait. I can use a break anyway.
Walk blessed, friend. Where are you headed?
Keep your chin up. Eager to explore, aren't you? Take your time, I'll wait. I can use a break anyway. Eager to explore, aren't you? Take time, I'll wait. I can use a break anyway. Eager to explore, aren't you? Take your time, I'll wait. I can use a break anyway. Eager to explore, aren't you? Take your time, I'll wait. I can use a break. So these are the puppets the bards have been singing about. Huh. Interesting to see what some people consider art. So this is where he lives. Huh. This aged man definitely knows how to make himself comfortable. I guess now it's time to wait for nightfall. We wouldn't want this guy to take the artifact, pay for it, and have us leave right away. Alright. I think that's enough. Now let's see how we can get in there. These busts look interesting. Huh? Keep your chin up.
Yes? What? I'm the servant, so no, I'm not. And if you're looking for charity, you've come to the wrong place. Do you now? So what could two traveling merchants dressed in rags have? This is the silver brooch of a seraph. Where did you get this? Well then, this changes the situation. You may enter. Plus, forgive my harshness. I misjudged you. Unfortunately, Master Gages is currently playing music, and will be at least until dawn. But you can make yourself comfortable in the guest room. He will see to you in the morning.
Okay, that sounds good. Today we wouldn't have made it back to Ark anyway. Just try to get a Myrid Warden to fly in this weather. So, nice house you've got here. So it's just you and your master who live here, right? People talk about him a lot.
Please, let's just save the small talk. You're here for business. Good. Now follow me upstairs. I'll show you to your quarters. As I said already, Master Gages will play through the night. My apologies if his music keeps you awake. But if you want a piece of advice, listen. You won't hear anything comparable in all of Vin.
Well, then we'll do just that. So I take it your master's an artist, right? I saw the puppets. They're interesting.
Interesting. Yes, that they are. Master Gages always says art is unique because it allows us to see what our mind doesn't want us to see.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, we all